Hi guys, it's Carol. How are you? I'm pretty good. I don't know what's wrong. I don't know if it's my arthritic fat fingers hitting the wrong things at the wrong time, but I keep trying to reply to comments. I've tried to post a couple of videos, and either they're there for a minute and then they disappear, or they just disappear as soon as I think I have posted them. But anyway, I typed out a long response to my friend Sharon, with my one finger because I do everything on my phone, and then it disappeared. So I'm just going to answer some questions uh, and hope this whole video didn't disappear. Okay, Sharon uh, shared one of my videos, and then she asked me a question: what do I like to buy at Dollar Tree? Oh, honey. First of all, for the dogs, they have this one kind of treat. I can't think of, canine cuts or something. I don't know. Anyway, I buy the doggy treats there. I buy doggy poop bags. Occasionally, I buy a toy there. Not often because they're really cheap, but sometimes. Um, Sometimes I buy cat treats for Casey's cats. I'm trying to picture row by row what I get. They have long plastic straws that are long enough for our cups. I'm looking at my cup, but I don't have one of their straws in it right now. I have a silicone straw in it. I always get greeting cards and gift bags there. I wouldn't buy a greeting card or a gift bag anywhere else but Dollar Tree. Okay, let me think. Kitchen gadgets like ladles, that kind of thing. I buy stuff there. Oh, over there underneath on the wall where all the ladles and that kind of thing are, they have glass cutting boards. Some are square, some are round, some are just clear, some have some kind of pattern of some kind on it. I buy those and I use those for coasters to set my drinks on. I use them for cutting boards, but I use them for coasters. Um, I really like those. Stick them in the dishwasher, they do just fine. I'm trying to picture what else is on that row. Sometimes I buy their seasonal holiday kitchen towels, and I always regret it because they're too thin. They have the thinnest towels, or they're microfiber, and I don't really like microfiber to try to dry my hands with. That's what I do with kitchen towels. I wash my hands a gazillion billion times a day, especially if I'm in the kitchen, and I don't like to dry my hands with those. Um, okay, what else? I'm a picture. Oh, I'm an office supply type girl. That's the kind of thing I like. They always have pretty little notebooks. I can hardly stand to go in Dollar Tree and not buy a notebook. Something just flashed across my screen. I hope you didn't see that too. I mean, it was just garbage. Um, um, I buy Sharpies there or knockoff Sharpies, whatever they are. Um, what else right through there? I buy uh, tape if it's like Scotch tape. Don't buy the cheap brand tape. Um, Over on the craft aisle, we have purchased paint there, the little bottles of craft paint. I buy some craft supplies there for my grandkids. Taylor likes to do crafts. Um, I got my readers there. These are readers I ordered from Timu. I bought some little half-size readers so that I can look out the over them and watch TV and then look down and do whatever I'm doing. I can't stand to watch TV unless I'm playing a puzzle on my phone or writing list. I'm a big list person. uh anyway, I can't just sit there and watch TV. I have to be doing a jigsaw puzzle on my phone or playing a game or doing a Words with Friends or something. Anyway, so I bought those little half glasses so I can just look up and see the TV and then look down and see what I'm doing there. gosh, when I was typing it out, I had a lot longer list. I bought that fuzzy thing to dust my ceiling fan with the other day. I buy some cleaning supplies like that. Um, um, I can't, a gift wrap. When they have gift wrap, they hardly ever have, unless it's Christmas, they hardly ever have just like birthday gift wrap or anything. But if they do, I sometimes get it. Tissue paper, um, like birthday party supplies. Sometimes I get stuff like that. Plastic boxes. Plastic boxes like that are containers for things, like pencil boxes and bigger. The plastic boxes like you put on a shelf to put stuff in. Um, I buy a lot of those there. My kids think I can't go in Dollar Tree without getting a plastic box, which is just about true. I have a million uses for them. Um, when Casey's dog passed away in June or July, when did he pass away? June 30th or July 30th. Anyway, it was June because her birthday's July 13th, and I had got some stuff for her birthday, and I thought she needed a package of all yellow things to cheer her up after Andy passing away. So I got a yellow plastic basket type thing. And then when my grandkids and I went through the store and we found yellow things to stick in there. I did a video back in July. You can go find that gift basket. Had all kinds of stuff that was yellow in it. And she liked that. Yet I mentioned the little notebooks. I can't go in Dollar Tree without buying a little notebook. I'll see if I have one right here. No. Toothpaste, toothbrushes, floss things, hairbrushes. I wouldn't buy a hairbrush anywhere else, just because they're good and they're cheap. Um, Last night I took a shower before I went to bed, and because when I did that live, my hair was such a mess because it's just straight. I buy Velcro curlers there. Last night I took a shower, did my Velcro curlers, and it didn't do much. But anyway, I buy my Velcro curlers there. Socks are a good deal at Dollar Tree. Snacks, Werther's caramel thingies and Flips chocolate covered pretzels. Oh, my grandkids buy snacks there like crazy. Um, I don't buy many food items there. I don't know why. I just don't want to buy my food at Dollar Tree. I know it's weird. But the snacks are okay. No, I never buy anything from the refrigerated freezer section back there. Uh, I buy Kleenex there sometimes, some kind of facial tissue. Oh, they have this lotion that I really like. It's called Dermasil, and it comes in all different, I want to call them flavors. I don't know, scents, I guess you would say. But they have one for eczema that's really good. And we like that brand. So Casey and Becky and I all bought a face wash. I bought this fingernail polish that's awful. Look at that. I've got to try to get it off today. That particular brand of fingernail polish didn't do real well. Let's see, what else do I buy in there? I'm thinking about the rose. Um, Sometimes I get Dawn dishwashing liquid there. Uh, I can't think of anything else off the top of my head. But anyway, I buy a lot of things at Dollar Tree, um, just because it's cheap, and I see a lot of things I don't buy because I just don't need them. That's why this whole thing came about. Let me see if I can hold this. No, I can't hold it with that hand. Um, I recently did a video on I don't go into stores because I want to buy everything and I don't have the money to buy everything, and then it makes me feel bad that I can't buy it. So why do that to myself? So I don't do it. I need to pluck a white hair right there. uh, and then the other question I was going to answer is, I, one of my subs said, "You loved working at the library so much. Why don't you volunteer there?" Um, I loved my job there. I mean, I loved my job there. I was good at my job. I love working with little kids or kids of any age. um, I was good at my job. I love reading children's books. I love reading books, period. But anyway, I was good at that job and the things I needed to do there. And I retired when I was 56 only because I had this terrible, horrible, no good, awful mental breakdown. And I ended up in the mental hospital. And unless you've ever experienced a really bad breakdown, I can't make you understand what it's like. But to recover, you need lots and lots and lots of rest. And when I got out of the mental hospital, my psychiatrist wouldn't sign a return to work thing. I needed rest, which crushed me. This was my job. I mean, I'm single. I support myself. And he's saying, no, you can't go back to work. He said, you probably never go back to work full time. Um, but he wouldn't even sign the thing for me to go back to work part time. But luckily, if you can look back and you see where God's hand is and everything. Um, my son and daughter-in-law were pregnant with Taylor at that very time, and she was a wanted baby, but she was a surprised baby. They had not expected to have a child right then. Um, but after they found out she was pregnant, they wanted the baby. I one time I got to hold this with this other hand. I said to my youngest son that he was an unplanned child or a surprise baby. And he said, "You mean you didn't want me?" And I said, "No, that is not what I said. I said you weren't planned." There's a big difference. But anyway, uh, my psychiatrist wouldn't sign a return to work release. But luckily, I was like, it was the end of April. I had enough sick leave almost to get me to July 1st. July 1st was my employment anniversary, and that year it would have been 20 years. So I took sick leave for all of May and most of June, and I didn't have enough. I ran out of sick leave or in vacation time, that whole, personal time off. I ran out. Some of my coworkers donated vacation days or sick days of theirs to me to get me to my anniversary date so I could retire and get my retirement. I loved the people I worked with. I loved that job. But God knew I needed to retire and get better and be able to babysit Taylor and Rhett. I know that's why all this happened. But anyway, I retired. For a couple of years, I couldn't do much of anything, really, honestly. My psychiatrist, I wanted to, after Taylor was born, uh, that was in April when I was in the hospital. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to come on here and cry. I was in the hospital in April. She was born in November, the following November. And then her mom's sister took care of her while her mom worked until the following summer. And then they asked Casey to babysit her. And so Casey did. That became her job. They paid her to babysit. Well, I wanted to babysit that baby so bad. And my psychiatrist said, no, you're not up to it yet. I wasn't a danger to Taylor. I just needed rest. I was not healthy yet. But by August of the following year, before her first birthday, finally my psychiatrist said I could babysit 2 hours a day. We would try that. And then eventually she let me go to an extra hour, 3 hours, then 4 hours. And then as I got better and better and better. But anyway, I loved that job. I suddenly had to retire when I had no intention of retiring. That was not in my plan at all. I planned to work there till I dropped dead, probably. But God knew Taylor was going to need a babysitter. He knew I was going to need rest and not be in a situation where I had to get up and go to work, And he probably said to himself, she's not ever going to quit that job unless I do something drastic. So let's put her in the mental hospital. It all worked out for the best. But I love that job so much. To this day, I still can't go back in the library. I can't volunteer. Now, when I first got out of the mental hospital and I first started getting better, a year or two later, I went to one of our branch librarians, to a branch head that I was really good friends with, and I said, "Can I volunteer?" And they said, "Of course you can volunteer." But I just couldn't even go one time. Probably, for years. When Casey would just drive me up to the library to pick up our library books, I would cry. I could not go in. I couldn't get out of the car. I just cried because that was my job. I don't know how to make you understand how important that job was to me. It was the first time I felt really successful. And I knew I did an excellent job. And when I had to leave the library, I bet that was Taylor was 15, will be 15 in 2 weeks. So that many years ago, when all this took place, when I retired, I've been back inside the library maybe 3 times. I went to take some flowers to one of my coworkers at her birthday. And I went to ask if I can volunteer. And before that, I went one time just to see my coworkers. But for years and years and years and years, I couldn't even. Casey and I would be driving somewhere and drive by a library, and I would see a building. There's a main library and 4 branches here, so they're all over town. We would just be driving somewhere and drive past the library, and I would start bawling because that was my job. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to get on here and become a crying, bawling person. But no, I can't go volunteer. I just can't do it. It's just all part of my mental illness. That job meant so much to me. And a lot of employees feel that way. I remember one time there was a lady that worked there for a long time when I still worked there. And she came back one time just to check out books. And I saw her over straightening shelves. And after I had to retire, I thought, oh, I understand why she would come straighten shelves when she no longer worked there. I understand. But anyway, golly gee, I did not mean to come on here and bawl. But that's the answer to those 2 questions. And now I'm going to go wash my face and hush and get my clothes on and start my day. Oh, Cynthia, if you're watching this, I did a live yesterday just for you, and I don't think you showed up. It was spur of the moment, and nobody knew I was doing it. But you were talking about uh, something, and what I wanted to tell you was, you're not crazy. Do you remember the time in my sleep I did a live video in my sleep of me snoring for 59 minutes? Taylor, when I told my granddaughter Taylor about that, she says, Grandma, you can't even figure out how to do a live without us here to help you. And which is true. To do that live yesterday, I had to Google, how do you do a live? Okay, I'm gonna go now. Today's Cynthia's video today at when her videos post, it's 4 in the morning at my time. I'm almost always up at 4 and see her video first thing. Um, anyway, today's video was what she wished somebody had told her about becoming older. Just life lessons that we should have done. I did the same video, Great Minds Think Alike, back when I was 66. So that would have been 5 years ago. I did a video about what I wish I could tell my 18-year-old self. And it was a lot of things Cynthia mentioned. Keep exercising, don't stop moving. Oh, I walk with a cane now almost all the time. And I'm happy to have a cane, and I'm happy I can still walk. And I moan and groan and grunt when I'm trying to get up and get going, like to get off my porch swing. When I did that video, that live yesterday, we were outside and I had to jump up and stop because my neighbor came home and parked right in front of us, and the dogs were going to go ballistic. And I moaned and groaned, and I know I drive my family crazy because I do that, but my arthritis hurts, and I moan and groan when I get up. But eventually, you know what I wish I could do with my joints? I wish I could just stick some WD-40 in there, and I think I'd be okay. But anyway, I've got another video showing you where I walk the dogs. I'll post that one of these. I'm so proud of myself. Actually, I have a list of 27 video ideas. I'm going to be on a roll, people. I'm going to keep cranking out the videos. Okay, I'm going to go now. I hope you have a wonderful day. I believe this is Thursday. Taylor's birthday is the 26th. I want to do something special in my bedroom for her birthday, and then I can show you my Christmas decorations in my bedroom. I'm just waiting until I can set some stuff up for Taylor. I'll explain that when I do the video. Okay, guys, I'm going now. Bye. I appreciate you watching. Thank you so much. Leave me a comment. Let me know what's going on in your world. What makes you bawl? I'll talk to you later. Bye.